Like our brain is always focused on the past, the future, what we're going to do, what we did do, this trauma, that trauma, this person said this. Our brain is always thinking, right? That's our mind's job, is to think. And so with meditation, we're giving our brain a break. We're saying, you know what? I know you're thinking about this, thinking about that, but right now I need you to just anchor in the present moment, focus on this. Welcome to High on Self-Care. I'm your host, Stacey Zeal, yoga teacher, crystal lover, high-functioning stoner, and CEO of MaryZeal.com, a community for stoners who love cannabis and are looking to prioritize their self-care. On this podcast, we'll explore ways that meditation, mindfulness, yoga, and of course, all things weed can help you to elevate your self-care. We'll explore ways to truly value ourselves, use stillness for self-discovery, and cannabis to go higher on our journey. Think of me as your sister stoner who lovingly encourages you to prioritize yourself and reap the benefits of this magical plant. If you're ready to create a life that holds space for your most valuable asset, that's you, by the way, take a deep breath, light your J, and let's dive in. Hey, High on Self-Care listeners. Welcome back to a new episode. I have an awesome episode here for you today, all about high meditation. This month and on the podcast, we have been talking all about using rest for rejuvenation and growth, because we need those periods of rest and those breaks to really help us to get to the next level. And so this month we've talked about how to create your own evening routine so you can get some rest, get some actual sleep. We've talked about making time and space in your life for rest. So if you're someone who is super busy, definitely make sure you check that out. We've talked about surrendering, manifestation. We talked about last week hobbies for rejuvenation and how to find a hobby that fits with you so that you can, use it to take breaks from your day to day. And today we are talking all about high meditation. Is one of my favorite things to talk about. So, how to create a high meditation practice. Let's start with the why. Why high meditation? So, high meditation is literally one of my favorite activities. It's one of my favorite high stoned activities. Cannabis really helps me to focus, to sink into the present moment, and to really calm my mind, which is ideal for meditation, right? It helps you to focus, calm my mind. I always have 1,000 thoughts going a minute. And so cannabis really helps to slow me down and to really be able to focus. And the thing is about meditation is that it helps to promote balance in our bodies. Cannabis helps to create balance. Meditation helps to create balance. So let me go into the cannabis piece of that a little bit. All of us have an endocannabinoid system in our bodies, right? Within our bodies. It regulates things like sleep, mood, appetite, all kinds of stuff. And so that system's goal and job is to create balance or homeostasis within our body, right? That system, that's what the endocannabinoid system does. It creates balance, it creates homeostasis. And so when you add cannabis to the mix, right? Cannabis interacts with that system and is trying to find balance, right? Cannabis goes in and says, okay, I see the body's off balance. How can I create balance? So if you're exhausted, for example, it helps you to sleep. Hello, that's my problem. If you haven't met me, my name is Stacey Zeal, and I have insomnia, and cannabis helps me to sleep. It also helps you if you have an overly active mind, it helps to calm the mind down. If you're feeling a lot of pain, it helps you cope with the pain better, right? So if something in your body is out of whack and off balance, cannabis and the endocannabinoid system work together to try to get it back in balance. And so meditation, same thing, right? Meditation is trying to anchor you into the present moment. The benefits of it are anchoring you into the present moment. And there are so many benefits of just meditation in general, right? So I'm going to go through some of those. So according to the Mayo Clinic, the emotional benefits of meditation can include gaining a new perspective on stressful situations, building skills to manage your stress, increased self-awareness, focusing on the present, reducing negative emotions, increasing imagination and creativity, and increasing patience and tolerance. So many good things, right? So many emotional things. So let's go more. Let's get some science-backed benefits up in here. Okay, so according to Healthline, science-backed benefits include reduces stress, controls anxiety, enhances self-awareness. In one study, 153 adults who used a mindfulness meditation app for 2 weeks experienced reduced feelings of loneliness and increased social contacts compared to those in the control group. right? That's awesome. Meditation also helps, it may help to reduce age-related memory problems. It helps to increase your attention span. So another study found that meditating for just 13 minutes a day enhanced attention and memory after 8 weeks. Actual science here, right? And another thing, it improves sleep. Y'all know how I feel about sleep. Sleep is my thing. We've been talking about rest and relaxation and rejuvenation all week, and sleep is included in that. And so one study, according to Healthline, compared mindfulness-based meditation programs and found that people who meditated stayed asleep longer and had improved insomnia severity compared to those who had unmedicated control condition. Okay? So it helps you to sleep. And the goal of meditation, really, right? The goal of meditation is to give your brain a break. Like, our brain is always focused on the past, the future, what we're going to do, what we did do, this trauma, that trauma, this person said this. Our brain is always thinking, right? That's our mind's job, is to think. And so with meditation, we're giving our brain a break. We're saying, you know what? I know you're thinking about this, thinking about that, but right now I need you to just anchor in the present moment, focus on this breath. Take a break. You don't need to be thinking about something every moment of the day. Take a break, come into yourself, and just breathe, right? And so that helps with mindfulness. And mindfulness is all about being in the present moment, and it has so many benefits. And I actually did an interview with Dr. Vanessa Lorraine Jackson about mindfulness, about movement, about meditation. So if you want to learn more about that, go back to listen to episode 4. Such a great episode. Such a great episode about mindfulness. Okay, and so now that we've talked about the benefits of meditation, we've talked about the goal of meditation, we've talked about the benefits of combining cannabis and meditation and really what that does. It helps you to really kind of maximize on those benefits that meditation gives you. It kind of combines the benefits of cannabis with meditation and really just explodes and gives you an explosion of amazingness. Let's talk about cultivating your own practice. So we're all about action here, right? You got to actually do the meditation for it to work. Okay. So let's talk about how to do it. Let's first talk about what to smoke. Okay. So how do you pick, what to smoke to get the best in your meditation? I get this a lot. People ask me all the time, like, well, what do you smoke when you meditate? Like, how do I, keep myself from going to sleep? So my first thing in here is decide your intention. So are you looking to start your day with something stimulating? Or are you looking to shut down for the day with something that's relaxing? Like, what is the purpose of the meditation? What is the intention? Is the intention, again, to, I use meditation to start my day, to really get me amped up and ready to go. And then I also use it to wind down after a relaxing day, right? So it can do, so you decide what you want your intention to be, because that's going to decide what you're actually going to smoke or what you're going to pick or what you're going to consume, right? You don't have to smoke if you don't want to smoke. You can get these benefits in all kinds of ways. I just happen to prefer smoking. Smoking tends to be the most popular way to consume cannabis. So once you've decided on your intention, what you want to do is check on your terpenes. Check your terps, okay? Terpenes are essentially what give cannabis its smell and therefore determine what kind of effects it's going to have on your body, what kind of effects it tends to have. Because we're keeping in mind, cannabis impacts everybody differently. So tracking, your terpenes and understanding what they are gives you a guide. But again, you want to make sure that you are understanding how things impact your body, documenting that. There are apps, there are tons of things that you can do to document how strains affect you. And I have a blog post on that I will actually link in the show notes about some apps. So terpenes, right? So we understand terpenes are kind of like, I like to think about them like essential oils, right? Lavender essential oil, you smell it, it's going to tend to make you sleepy or calm or just relax, right? So here's some examples of terpenes. So limonene is a terpene. It's a lemony smell and uplifting quality. You tend to find these in a lot of sativa strains. I personally look for limonene in strains in any strain that I buy, whether I use it for sleep or not, because that really just kind of works for me. That impacts my body nicely. Another one is pinene. Pinene is more like a peppery smell, helps with focus. So if you really need to dig in and get a task done or something like that, that's, pick something that's high in pinene. Myrcene is another one. Myrcene is the most commonly found terpene. So typically you're going to find myrcene in any kind of cannabis that you smoke or any kind of cannabis that you consume. But the thing is, you want to look at the percentage, like how much is in it in comparison to some of the other terpenes. And so myrcene is like, lavender, calming, effect, relaxing smells, great for physical pain relief. So if you want more information on terpenes, make sure you check out my beginner to bud boss guide. Head over to maryzeal.com/free, or you can head over to maryzeal.com/29 to check out the show notes, because I do have a blog post linked in there about how to pick the best cannabis strains that goes more into terpenes and stuff like that. So make sure you check those out. Okay, so now that we know what to smoke, make sure you just make your best educated guess. Don't drive yourself crazy trying to figure this out. Okay, just got to try certain things, figure out how it impacts your body, and then you'll figure out how to then use it for your meditation practice. So let's talk about meditation itself. Let's talk about some tips on actual meditation. So you want to make sure you find a quiet place that you can't be disturbed. Some place that you can really just, whether it's sitting in the corner of a room, whether it's closing your door and sitting in your room, in a bathroom, a closet, wherever, anywhere that you can find a place where you can really just sit and disconnect from your outside environment, right? Like someplace you feel safe, someplace you can just sit, and someplace you can just really kind of just let go. Another thing, try guided meditations to start. If you're like super beginner, download an app. There are tons of apps that are out there that have great guided meditations, and a lot of them are like themed. So some apps that I love are the Calm app. That's one of my go-tos. Headspace is another good one. And Shine actually is owned by women of color. It's founded by women of color. So definitely download Shine. In Calm in particular, I can speak about that a little bit because I use that the most. Calm is one of those apps that I just really, really loved. It has themes to their meditation. So themes about things like perfectionism and vulnerability and your relationship with self and others. And there's one that I love that I do right before a performance or right before like a workshop or presentation or something where I really need to be on. It's like a you got this kind of meditation. So I love it. So definitely make sure you try guided meditations, try an app, try guided meditations until you get to that point where you're feeling like, okay, I'm actually, going to just like kind of silence everything and just maybe set a timer on your watch or your phone and just like kind of just sit and meditate silently. But guided meditations are really, really good as well. Another thing that helped me with meditation is understanding and accepting that your mind is going to wander. And so your brain and your mind's job is to wander, right? Its job is to think, and so don't get discouraged and start to beat yourself up when you realize like, oh, my brain is just going, I can't focus, I can't, really just like stop my brain from going, because that's your brain's job. But honestly, the more you do meditation and the more you practice mindfulness, the more you're able to like connect to your breath and to really like sink into that, the easier it will be to catch yourself when your mind's wandering. Like, I've been meditating for a while, right? I consider myself someone who tries to meditate daily if I can. I'm not perfect, but I try to get it in at least 10 minutes a day. And so, my mind still wanders, right? My mind wanders. There are times when I'm just like, oh, my brain is just really chatty today. And I can make that observation and just say, oh, my brain's chatty, but I'm just going to try my best. That's okay. Cool. So just try your best. Accept that your mind's going to wander. Be kind to yourself when you get lost in thought, because it's beating yourself up saying like, fuck, I can't really focus, or like I can't, go full monk style and like really just like, meditate for an hour with interrupted with no good thought. Like, be kind to yourself. It's okay. The more you do it, I promise you, the easier it will get, the more you'll start to catch those thoughts and the more you'll be able to bring yourself back to the present moment. Anchoring on your breath. It's another thing. Follow your breath in and out. Your breath is your anchor. And don't try to control your breath. I remember when I first started meditating, that was one of the things that I struggled with, was trying to control my breath, because I felt like it's supposed to look a certain way. I'm supposed to be, breathing super expansively, and I'm supposed to be, just like, breathing a certain type of way or whatever, right? You don't have to breathe a certain type of way. Don't try to control the breath. Just breathe. Just listen to it. Just follow it in and out. Really just like allow it to be your guide. And so those are my tips. I had a guest come on for episode 24 that talked about sound bowls and meditation, yoga, chakras, all the things, energy healing. So she gave us awesome, great tips on meditation. So definitely go back and listen to episode 24 if you want to learn more about energy healing and meditation. Because she, honestly changed, some of her tips really kind of changed the way I meditated. Like I've started doing unguided meditations after this episode, because I'm like, you know what? I've been doing guided meditations for a while. Let me try some unguided ones. Let me try some silent, just set a timer on Alexa and just do my, just breathe, right? And it's really been helping. So definitely go check that episode out as well. All right, so to wrap up here, I'm going to give you some keys to consistency, because it's all about consistency, y'all. Like this mindfulness practice, this high meditation, all of these things compound over time, right? You have to do them consistently in order to really, really get the best benefits from it. So one of my keys to consistency is build it into your routine. Build it into your routine, whether that's a morning routine, whether your evening routine. If you're looking to set a morning routine, head over to maryzeal.com/free. I have a morning routine checklist there that you can use to build your cannabis infused morning routine. So build it into your routine. So you make sure you do it every day. Next, don't hold yourself to impossible standards. Don't hold yourself to, a standard of like, if I don't meditate every day for the next, year, and I don't do it for at least an hour a day, then I failed. Like, just do it. Give yourself 5 or 10 minutes a day. Work your way up to getting there to like 20, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever. But start somewhere. We all have to start. That is the biggest thing with consistency. It requires you to start, right? So focus on starting. Focus on doing it, building it into your routine and doing it consistently. But just focus on starting for now. Do it. Just try it. It's gonna blow your mind. And then my last tip is to set a reminder. Last key to consistency, just set a reminder, right? Tell Alexa, tell Siri, one of them to just tell you, to just remind you to do your high meditation, so that you can make sure you get it done every day. So that's what I got. Make sure you subscribe, follow the podcast, leave a review. I would love to know what you think, and I will catch you on the next episode. OMG, I could talk about that all day, sis. Want to get more insights like this to your inbox every week? Say less. Just head over to maryzeal.com/subscribe to join our newsletter.